Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, and we're going to talk about Vecna Eve of Ruin. We're going to talk about Chapter 8, The Dragon Queen's Pride. The Dragon Master characters are on Avernus, the first circle of the 9 circles of hell, right? They find themselves looking for the last piece of the rod of 7 pieces, and they start in the wasteland, the burning wasteland that is an eternal battlefield for demons versus devils, devils versus demons, each species trying to destroy the other on Avernus, right? Now, they are in the open. They are in the wasteland. There is only one way to traverse the Avernus wasteland, and that is in an infernal war machine. Now, this is really cool. This is a recent kind of a remodeling of Avernus itself. And Avernus is like, consider like Mad Max if it was populated only by demons and devils, which is pretty cool. And those demons and devils all had their own cool hell whips, vehicles pulled from vehicles cobbled together exactly like Mad Max, using the best of the machines that were built there, right? And then cobbled together, and then, and get this, all of these infernal war machines, which are fast, dangerous, jagged, always spouting flames. But guess what those flames are? All infernal war machines on Avernus are powered by soul coins, right? Because you can't get gasoline or any type of regular fuel here. You essentially get because you're in the middle of an apocalyptic hell wasteland, literally. What is there, right? Well, people who have been damned, right? Like elves, humans, dwarves, all these souls have gone to hell, right? Well, the demons and the devils here take those souls and they trap them in soul coins. Soul coins are awesome. Each soul coin contains 1 soul. That soul can be expended for up to 3 magical charges, and they can be used to do many different things. One of those things is to fuel infernal war machines, right? To make them go for days, literally days. Or I think you can expend it and get a few hours out of it for 1 charge, but for 3 charges, it'll fuel an infernal war machine for 3 days, right? Which is pretty epic. And actually, they have these furnaces that burn these soul coins. These soul coins are really unique. The soul coins can only be destroyed by 2 things. They can be incinerated in the furnace, in the engine of an infernal war machine, or they can be destroyed if they're struck multiple times by a hellfire weapon. But if you take a normal coin, even if you take a normal magical, a +1 magical sword, you can bang on that thing until the cows come home. It's never going to break, right? They are eternal, like souls, right? But these souls are trapped in these soul coins, and then they can be burned for fuel. And actually, when they are burned for fuel, the souls that were there on Avernus then are returned to their, they're kind of shunted back to their regular plane, which is really interesting. And just to be clear, so there's this eternal war going on Avernus between the demons and the devils, and all of them want human souls, elven souls, tiefling souls, dwarven souls, tabaxi souls, leonin souls, right? All the souls, turtle souls, all the souls of all the different types of species that you'll find in the realms of Dungeons and Dragons. So this is really interesting. And what happens now is the player characters come here. They don't have an infernal war machine, but they come across 3 Erinyes. Now, who are the Erinyes? These 3 Erinyes go by the names of Nykaia, Kypris, and Mykale. These are all devils. These are medium-sized devils, and they are Erinyes. They are literally devils, right? And so they come across the Dragon Master characters on Avernus, and they're like, hey, We're currently salvaging across the wasteland, and we're going to take down a gigantic minotaur, creature that has also been scavenging the wasteland, but has a bigger crew than us and has bigger and better treasure than us. And we need help, right? So we need you to fight the minotaur itself while we go on his back and get this minotaur demon himself, while we go on its back and get all the treasure, right? So now if you do this, we'll give you a ride to wherever you need on Avernus, right? So they want a deal, right? Because they recognize that the Dragon Master characters are adventurers, right? Because if they weren't, they would just kill them, and that's the only reason they give them any respect, is they're clearly an adventuring crew, right? And so they give them enough respect to keep them alive and have a conversation. But make no mistake, this is one of those breakdown points where you're going to throw down, right? So, and that's exactly what happens. The player characters throw down, either join Nykaia, Kypris, and Mykale and help them with their wasteland salvaging, their Avernus hellscape wasteland salvaging. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have been saying that. That's the best way to describe this place. It's a hellscape. It's literally a hellscape. We're like, oh my gosh, this is a hellscape. This is literally a hellscape, right? So literally, right? And so you're going to help us with our hellscape salvaging, or we're just going to have a battle right here, and we'll kill you, or the player characters will kill Nykaia, Kypris, and Mykale, and then take their war machine. Either way, somebody got a ride to Red Belvedere, which is the casino that holds Tiamat and holds the Ruby Sanctum, the final the actual resting place of the final piece of the Rod of Seven Parts. In my humble opinion, everything you just heard is the coolest things you will find in that section of Chapter 8. But it's very important that it's my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion about Avernus, about Vecna, Eve of Ruin, about Chapter 8, and about Tiamat. Please let me know in the comments below. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.